he plans his escape and was able to report to Mbende Army Barracks after working for several weeks. Meanwhile, local leaders in Kasese district have warned that they will not spare anybody identified as a collaborator in Kasese. Kasese RDC Lieutenant Joy Walusimbi said emphasis has been put on entry points to the district, including the border between Uganda and the Democratic Republic of Congo at Mpondwe, Lubiriha, which the ADF used to attack Uganda during the 1996 insurgency.
So for these ones, the bombing and what, our intelligence is on the ground, our forces are on the ground. There is nothing to worry Ugandans or Kasese people that anything will get us by surprise. That one I strongly say no, it won't. Because as I talk now, the borders are well manned, even the porous one. So we have no problem with that. You notice this one is like as if you'll be attacked by malaria. You can't know that tomorrow you'll be with malaria, but surprisingly you wake up or find yourselves with it after a test. But now for us, these incidents from Kampala and where have put us in an organized way.
The Western Region Special Presidential Assistant Bishop Zibidi Masareka questioned the youth in the Rwenzori region against indulging themselves in subversive activities.
We can do that by making sure that we encourage our children to be aware that there are some people who may attract them to join those negative groups, destructive groups.
Report compiled by Stephen Kalisha in Kasese.
Now, the Minister of State for Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, Lieutenant Colonel Bright Ramirama Kanywanto, has asked veterinary officers to come up with good plans for government to invest in and advance the animal industry. Now, this follows the outcry of low funding of the sector made by veterinarians who claimed that it has affected the progress of animal industry in the country. Now, the outcry comes hot on heels of a public concern about the plaguing foot and mouth disease that has killed a lot of livestock in the cattle corridor.
Yes, I think you can sit down.
So in order to attract funding, you must come with bankable projects. You must identify the problem and provide plans to overcome the problem. And the government is ready to partner with the Veterinary Association to advance the animal industry. We are no longer looking at farming as a hobby. Farming is a business. And when you are in business, you must compete. In order to compete, quality is key. In order to compete, sustaining the market by numbers is good.
Okay? The parish development model. We are key players because when you talk about product storage, product processing, product marketing, a veterinarian has to be somewhere. But when we talk about productivity and production, they are very much related to animal health. So a veterinarian has to be equipped very well, facilitated very well, so that he can offer very good services for the animal health. Once the animal is healthy enough, it is fed very well, it is of the good breed, then it can produce enough that can be bulked. Because you can't talk about industrialization minus bulking.
We have been getting meager resources in the Ministry of Agriculture because we had not expanded our vision. But now we know that there is a will for government to invest in this sector. We are going to put our heads together as a sub-sector, as a sector of agriculture, knowing that 24% of the GDP of this nation comes from agriculture, knowing that we support the workforce. We employ 80% of the people of Uganda.
There's a shirt, there are some few things. Thank you, Honorable Minister. Thank you, finally.
Now, the Directorate of Industrial Training has scooped the award for the Best Technical, Vocational and Education Quality Assurance Body for the third time consecutively. Now, officiating at the 9 Visionaries of Uganda Awards ceremony, the Vice President, Honorable Jessica Lupo, said the Directorate of Industrial Training has made significant strides towards the set goals as exemplified by the awarders. Take a look.
The Vice President, Honorable Jessica Alupo, says the country needs organizations and entrepreneur-minded people who are market-driven and meet the expectations of Ugandans. The Vice President made the remarks at the 9th Visionary Award ceremony in Kampala, where the Directorate of Industrial Training took home the award of the Best Technical, Vocational and Education Body.
Today, I'm glad to know that as a country, we continue to make significant strides towards set goals as exemplified by the awardees of various categories and rankings. And for me, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very positive sign of the efforts by companies, organizations and personalities to continuously strive to realize Uganda's Vision 2040 in a patriotic manner.
On his part, the Acting Director, Industrial Training, Patrick Byakatonda, revealed that he was elated by this achievement, saying it will act as motivation.
This award is an achievement, and I thank all the staff, I thank the council members, and I thank everybody who has, even our assessment centers, for having contributed to our success.
National Drug Authority took the award of the Best Government Regulator in the health sector.
First of all, number one is professionalism, commitment and passion for what we are doing. And of course, we have teamwork. We don't do it alone. We work with other people.
I think that this kind of working together, this kind of appreciating the progress that we have made is the kind of initiative and togetherness that we need as a country. And I think that if we can galvanize this kind of momentum of really appreciating, supporting, having the kind of positivity that is required in society to move us forward, we will make a much faster growth that we all want and desire for our country.
The occasion ran under the theme recognizing continued socio-economic transformation of Uganda and strengthening the fundamentals of the economy to achieve Uganda's Vision 2040 amidst COVID-19 challenges. Henry Muganga compiled this report.
All right, UBC News Tonight takes a very short break, and after that we'll come back with more stories. All right, before we go for that break, the UPDF plans to hold its offensive against the Islamic fundamentalist Ugandan-based rebel group in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo due to poor weather and the broken road networks. Now, the new plans to hold the offensive follows 3-day airstrikes and artillery bombings on the 4 strategic camps of the ADF rebels of Medina 1 and 2 and Maliki, among others. Now, the counter of bad weather and poor road networks leave the Ugandan troops that had entered 18 kilometers inside the DRC from Uganda, the DRC border of Lamia in Bundubujo district, with no option but to camp at Mukakati village.
3 days of intensive airstrikes and artillery bombings of the 4 strategic camps of the ADF rebels of Medina 1 and 2, among others, by the UPDF advancing troops in the eastern Kivu province of the Democratic Republic of Congo. The Ugandan troops have encountered challenges of bad weather and broken road networks. UPDF spokesperson Operation Shuja against the Islamic State's financed Ugandan rebel-based group, the ADF, in the Congo, Major Peter Mugisa, says at a press briefing in Bundubujo that Operation Shuja will be halted for some time.
Because the road from Mukanga forward is really not good. It cannot allow our machines to move. So we need to at least halt a bit for a week. We bring in our graders and we try to open up the road so that our heavy vehicles can move forward.
At the moment, UPDF troops have established a forward operating base at Mukakati as their launchpad for the offensive against the ADF.
Otherwise, at the moment, what I can tell you is that the combined REC force has also started moving forward from Mukakati towards those known locations or camps of ADF.
Despite UPDF troops' presence 18 kilometers inside the DRC at Mukakati village from the Uganda-DRC border point of Lamia, Major Mugisa says the security situation at Busunga is calm.
The security situation from all the way from Busunga border point up to Mukanga, where now the forces have established, is really calm.
According to intelligence information, other ADF strategic camps on the radar are located 19 kilometers away from Kakati.
What we have gathered from our intelligence, the ADF camps are in 19 kilometers from Mukanga village, where we have established our forward operating base.
However, Major Mugisa says the UPDF troops is up to the task to neutralize the ADF rebels.
Force is ready to do all what it can to ensure that we neutralize the ADF and so that they don't continue on causing mayhem.
The UPDF message to both the Congolese civilians and Ugandans is to remain calm.
What we received yesterday from our intelligence and those collaborators, you see, we have some of those who surrendered from ADF. They are giving us enough information. So they are telling us that immediately after the airstrike and the artillery strike of 2 days back, though the ADF got a decisive damage on their part, but they have all disappeared from those camps.
All right, now UBC News Tonight comes to a close, but do join us for our second edition at 10 o'clock. I'm Lauryne Masika Kazimoto and Elizabeth Nakakoni. We will see you then.